Okay, great. I'm glad you guys are back. Now we're going to get into quick mask mode. All right, in order for you guys to see this stuff a little bit easier, what I've done is I've gone and zoomed in on my image. Now, in order to invoke quick mask mode, which is just basically temporarily painting on something and whatever, you'll see. All right, I can either hit the Q key on the keyboard, which is the hotkey for quick mask mode, or I can come down to the bottom of the tool panel just below the color chips and click on the quick mask icon. There we go. We're in quick mask mode. All right. Now, the equivalent to an alpha channel or let's say a layer mask, if you will. I think a layer mask is easier for you guys to understand. That remember in a layer mask, the white area reveals and the black area conceals. Well, translating that to quick mask mode is the part that you can actually see through the mask. All right, is the white area, and the red rubylith in this case is the black area. All right, so the rubylith protects, all right, and the other area actually allows everything to shine through. What I need to do is I need to modify this edge along here. All right, and I'm going to do that by painting. All right, and if I paint with black, I can actually, all right, paint in some rubylith. If I paint with white, I can actually remove the rubylith. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint along here so I can get a different transitional edge, a different feather value than I have going along the well-defined areas down at the bottom. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint with this, and the transitional edge that I'm going to be able to create is based on two things. One, maybe three things: the size of the brush, and the softness of the brush, and then again the opacity of the brush. Okay, so let's get into there and do that. This is at a 25% hardness. That's what I'm starting off with. Is it right? I don't know, but let's see if it works. All right, so I'm going to come in here, I'm going to reduce my brush size a little bit more, and I'm going to paint with black to add more. All right, so I'm going to come in here and get rid of this sharp edge and get this to come across here like that. Beautiful stuff. All right, and that's just fantastic. All right, now what I need to do is I need to switch my color chips. So I'm going to hit the switcheroo icon here, or if you remember the keyboard shortcut, it was X. All right, so X would exchange. Now what I want to do is I want to create that transitional edge. So I'm going to come back in here now with white, and I'm just going to come along here a little bit, just to kind of do the little edge things here, just kind of like this to get there, like that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the opacity down to about maybe 10, and I'm going to increase the size of my brush. And now what I want to do is I want to kind of paint in here to create a transitional edge. And the more brush strokes I do, the more you'll see the image below, which allows me to have a little bit of a transitional edge coming around here like this. All right, now is that enough? I have no idea. The only way to find out is once we start to colorize things, we can see that. But at this point, what I'm going to do is I've modified my selection area here. I'm going to reduce my brush size just a little bit. Come in and tap, 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 tap to reduce that. Come in here a little bit more. A little more, there you go. All right, and then I'm going to get out of quick mask mode, and you can see that my selection has definitely changed based on how I painted earlier. All right, I did paint some strokes up in here, but because of the way selections work and all that brightness values of whatever, all right, the marching ants come down to here, but know that there is some effect that will be up in that area there. What I want to do now is I want to save this new selection as new face, and now since I want to apply a skin tone adjustment to this image, and I already have her face selected, what I want to do is, I think it would be wise anyways, to actually do it all at once to all the skin tone areas. So in order for me to do that, I need to load these guys up as active selections. So I'm going to do that now. Go under select menu and choose load selection. In this dialog box over here, I'm going to click on right hand and then click on the add to selection radio button. So now we have both loaded up there. Then I'm going to do that one more time, and this time I'm going to come down and choose left hand and make sure that I click on that radio button and click on that, and I have all of this going on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this as skin tones so that I have an alpha channel, save selection of all three components together. Okay, but I still have them individually because I'm going to need them as individual things, as you'll see later on. All right, so now I've got that done. What I'm going to do is stop this movie at this point in time, and we'll start to add the color in the very next movie.